Greetings. I'm here at the State of Marijuana, and I am with a master cultivator, Mr. Kyle Kushman. And Kyle, thank you so much for being available for Cannabis Talk Show Live. I'd like to ask you, at this stage of the game, you're such a master cultivator, organic grower. Is there anything that you can learn, or what are your challenges when you go into your garden now?
Well, working with super hybridized plants is always tricky. You've always got to be vigilant for hermaphroditic tendencies and things like that. I always tell people to learn the language of the plant, and that doesn't mean that you're going to hear voices in your head, but what it means is that you understand, you can put into a visualization in your head the reactions of the plants, whether they're positive or negative. And once you really truly the plants speak to you and they tell you what they like and what they don't like by what you do, it becomes a very relaxing activity. Nothing's really hypercritical anymore as far as growing goes. You'll still run into problems. It could be environmental. High humidity, low humidity can affect the uptake of certain micronutrients. So there's always just your day-to-day observation and judging the plants to see if they have everything that they need. But learning the language of the plants really puts you at ease. And now it's all about breeding for me. It's about breeding plants with ultra-high terpene profiles, and now starting to breed plants for specific ailments. Working with the UF4A.org, the Unconventional Foundation for Autism, of course Joey's strain, and hopefully being able to find other genetics that work really well on specific problems and ailments that people have.
And Kyle, how have you been able to isolate those strains that are helpful for certain chronic illnesses or pains?
Well, up to now, it's all been anecdotal. It's all been subjective. What works for one person, they report it, and if you get a handful of people who report the same relief, so then you'll put it on the list of benefits of this product. But now we're getting into a situation where laboratories and really expensive processes can be used to literally verify terpene and cannabinoid levels, and so science is becoming our friend again.
Okay, and that's great. That's great. We appreciate all of that, because only good things can come from that, for the patients. With that, do you think the cost, the expense of the laboratories, the testing, how will that affect the market in the years to come, or even the months to come?
Well, maybe that's going to be for the fat cats, right? The pharmaceutical industries are going to come in and they're going to create some wonder drugs. I think that if pot was never made illegal in the 1930s, and all research was made illegal in the early 70s, that there would be wonder drugs. There would be real pills that cure headaches. There would be actual pills that get rid of stomach ailments, and without any side effects.
That are cannabis-based?
No, that are cannabis-based. So wow. I think that in the next 10 years, after legalization, you can look forward to the big companies coming out with actual plant-based cannabis medicines, and that's a good thing. And all the while, people like myself will be working with smaller institutions, doing our part.
That was my next question. Would yourself be willing to work with a pharmaceutical company to help develop those such products as you have just described?
Of course. I'm not anti-evolution. The evolution of our industry is a must. And, the more... I'm not going to sell out to Monsanto or anything, but the more real estate that people like myself and my peers can grab, as far as in the commercial, pharmaceutical, all of that is real estate. And the more real estate that we grab, the less that they have.
Great. Thank you so much. One last question, Kyle. What would you... how should I term this? What do you see the future of cannabis as far as regulations? Because you're for regulations to a certain extent. And speak about the edibles, because that seems to be a very, very hot topic with everyone because of, I guess, the non-regulations at this point. And the dosages.
You know what? I categorize myself as an optimistic realist. Okay? And, I'm like, the universe is always right on time. It's like some things are just, we are evolving as a society, and we're legalizing cannabis. And, these closed-circuit camera systems that they've installed all over Colorado to make it look like it's a casino, so they track from seed to sale. How long do you think they're going to keep that program alive when they've never had to use it? So I salute those people as pioneers in the industry for voting on a very restrictive law, because they realized that moving the legalization of cannabis forward was what was ultimately important. So what I think is that 20 years from now, I would hope that the regulation will just continue to just slowly and slowly be made less and less restrictive as the truth comes to light that cannabis is the safest, most therapeutically active substance known to man. It's the safest recreational intoxicant on the face of the planet. And once it all comes to light, it's going to be, I don't know if it'll be available at the ballparks next to Budweiser, but it might be.
Well, we're in Southern California, and they have the LA Rams are going to be in Inglewood. What do you think having that professional team come to the city of Inglewood will do now that it's a chance that recreational marijuana will pass in November?
I don't know much about the impact of football, but I do know that the NFL is one of the largest organizations in the world, and that their sport results in an extremely high number of traumatic brain injuries. And there's an organization, the Gridiron Coalition, that is made up of former and current NFL athletes that are trying to get momentum, there's a lot of suicides. They build the drug addiction builds up. First you get the pain, then the drug addiction builds up, then the suicide, then the depression, then the suicide.
Exactly.
And so, I would hope that the NFL, as large a corporation as it is, that it wants to survive, and it will embrace the Gridiron Coalition and possibly even offer them funding and help apply for a government license, a study license. The NFL certainly has enough pull to do anything like that, and do some actual trials on these traumatic brain injuries, which you and I both know that these things, the efficacy of cannabis is not to be scoffed at.
Exactly. And what do you think? Why should it take it hitting close to home to an individual who may not have been a proponent for cannabis, but they have tried every alternative, and someone said, hey, try cannabis, try a natural way, and they've seen results, and now they've gotten on the cannabis bandwagon. What do you say to those people, and how do they sort of tell their stories, their testimonies, to re-educate others about this miraculous plant?
Well, those are the easy ones, aren't they? Don't you think all the people that are not of the community, and then somehow a friend or a relative provides them with something to try for their chronic arthritis or back pain or migraines or whatever, or Crohn's or whatever it might be, they're the ones that are extremely eager to speak out about it because they're instantly converted. They went from non-believer to believer in one dose. So they're the easy ones. It's all the people that just because it's illegal, they're doing they won't visit it or entertain the idea. So that's why legalization is so important. So we have to vote yes on Prop 64 because the California is the 6th largest economy in the entire world, and this is not just about California. This is about the entire world, and we're going to make history saying that adults have a right to use cannabis, and other countries in both South America, Mexico are going to follow, and the whole narcotics treaty and the whole drug war. This is the first. This is the beginning of the end, and it's real.
And we hope November 8th, 2016, in California, we will have that.
I think we will.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Kyle Kushman.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. I'm Johnny Matthews, Cannabis Talk Show Live, and we're here at the State of Marijuana in the beautiful city of Long Beach, California. Thank you, Kyle. All right.